It's Saturday the 5th of April, it's 6:45 in the morning, and there's the soakaway ready to go. It's basically where it's sitting, and this patio needs to come up now. There's the marked out area. So that's the soakaway marked out, the white lines being part of what's going to be dug out, and just to add, that's 150 mil around the edge of the soakaway. And then it is 6 metres from the house. The minimum requirement is 5 metres, so we can't be caught up with the fact it's too close. It's definitely far enough away. And in between where that plank is, we're going to put our rainwater harvester. So the downpipe from the roof is about 1 metre from the side there, and then that will come across to the rain harvester. What's not clear on the instructions of the rain harvester is how the pipes come in. They don't come in completely centrally, but they do come from each side. So the initial trench will be towards the middle of the rain harvester, which is like a long rectangle to the short end, and then the pipes will split to each side, because you've got water arriving from the roof, then water going back, and also power in that trench. Coming out of the other end of the rain harvester, again, it comes off centre, but I think we do it centre because until we've got the rain harvester here, it's so difficult to know what to do. If it's centre, we can have bends in the pipes to make it work. But that information, I think a good diagram showing exactly where the pipe should be dug would be really helpful, and maybe that will be added after this video. Tim's plans, and I'm just about to do my Pythagoras to get the diagonal on the rain harvester hole. So down with the digger. Love the way he's getting it off. I say love it, scares me a bit. I wonder if it scares him. So unfortunately the little digger doesn't go deep enough. Well, while waiting for the bigger digger to come, made the second side over there, the second ramp over, finished that. That's ready for the digger in that position. It's a 2 metre wide digger, 3 tonnes, and then we've got the 2.4 metre wide telelifter coming on Monday with the tank to carry it across the site. And of course that will just move over a bit, hence the wider ramp. Deep here, not needed. While that's been going on, while I'm waiting, I've just given this a second layer whack. The hardcore or type 1's got to go to the top of the white. So when all the white is covered, that's the level of the hardcore, and that black line is the final floor level. So next, I've got to sprinkle sand, and we've got to hose it down, and we keep doing that a few times until the sand, and then whack it again, of course, and then when the sand after hosing doesn't disappear, we're ready to add the next layer. Slightly tricky little corners here, and what's annoying is that fireplace is going, but of course the fireplace can't go until we do the second phase of building, where the roof comes off and we take the chimney down from the top. Consequently, whilst this will be screed and all this will be screed, the bit where the bricks is won't be. Therefore, we will not put the final floor covering, which is a resin, last 3 mil, will not be done until a very last job, because we'll also fill in the bits where the bricks are there. And it's the same in the front room and the kitchen, the same situation. The old kitchen, which is now fridge and freezer room, you can see the fireplace behind there, same situation. That will be a staircase in the finished building, but not until the chimneys have gone will we put the staircase in. So what I've just done, going on from the last clip, is spread sand on here, 2 wheelbarrows in this room. I've done it thicker in that half and a lot thinner over here. I'm new to this, just doing what my good friend Paul has described. So I'm going to hose this in, see what happens, and then if it does all disappear, it means that there's lots of gaps underneath. If it remains on top and all goes very flat, that means we're really getting there. Of course, I've got to go all the way to the top of the white line, as I said before, So we're doing this in layers to really get a really good finish on the floors. So here we go with the water. Is it possible to do with one hand? Probably not. There we go. Maybe I put too much sand on. There you go. And get the vibrator back on there again. I reckon I put too much sand on. So all hosed down. Some has changed a bit, to be fair. Let's have a look what happens when we give it another go with the whacker. Okay, so I've whacked it, and then I found I had a bit too much sand at the top. A little less sand here. And what I've done is just pulled the sand down with the back of the rake and then whacked it again. I think another go or two of that will be nice, but clearly I can put less sand on at a time than I did up here, and more sand than I've done down at that end. But yeah, you live and learn. You've got to start somewhere. So if I say do another little drag over to that side, another whack, probably that will be perfect. And then we'll start the next layer, and a couple more layers. We'll really be looking to get it perfectly flat as well. Only to add, there's a bit going on under the corner of that wall, and of course this mound here. So this is all going to be one floor going along that way. There will be a wall on top of it, but that's not supported. Hence, it doesn't have a foundation. And also under this wall here, that's where there'll be a downpipe coming down this wall with the foul water from upstairs, soiled water from upstairs, which will make its way across there. But I haven't got the bits for doing that quite yet. All that's got to stay open for the inspection as well. So for now, I'm going to put the wall, see the line of screws here, going up here, that's where the wall will go, and going up the other side in the same place. And when the DPC and DPM and the drains covered over off in the inspection, when all that's done, I can then redo this, perhaps bring the wall to the outside line. Okay, making that room bigger. But it's just something to use. I'll board it once we get up to the sand layer when it's waiting for the DPM, and then put some offcuts of lino that we've got, or, you know, like a vinyl stuff. As you can see, it's getting dark now. It is time to stop. Much as I want to run the whacker again, there's just 2 wheelbarrows of Type 1 spread out there. Much as I'd like to get the rest of this area done and the whacker going again to really learn how to do this and get a feel for it, it is getting a bit late here. So I'm going to stop. My good wife Kim has made dinner and a glass of wine is poured out. Definitely time to stop. So let's make that a wrap.